financial analyst in Nigeria said in the next 5 years, startups will be the big deal in the country. The subsector have the capacity to generate over $100 billion in the next 5 years in GDP. Well, that happens because we have a lot of fintechs, we have a lot of agri-tech, we have a lot of edutech companies springing up by the day. Today, we are looking at an education software provider, FlexiSAF, here in Abuja. Welcome to Starting Up Nigeria. I am Itogi Mo Edit. Let's meet our guests.
The education technology market is growing rapidly and it's expected to hit $252 billion globally by 2020, according to a 2017 Kahoot EdTrends report. TechCrunch described EdTech as a new fintech. Founded by Faiz Bashir, who always knew he would end up as an entrepreneur, and with assistance from two of his friends, AL-AMIN IBRAHIM and ABUBAKAR Manga, he was able to build a company around his dream, and FlexiSAF was born. Our guest on the show takes us through what this small edutech startup is about.
Right, so we provide software, right, for schools to automate the processes in school. So from enrollment to fees payment, online fees payment, right, to results computation and so on and so forth.
The use of digital education tools in Nigeria is becoming a fast-rising application for technology. According to Ibrahim, there is a need to improve the quality of education in Africa at an affordable cost using ICT and to create a sustainable business.
So it started by when we realized there's a problem in that sector in terms of records management. Yeah. Right. So the process is manually based. So and we thought if we could use computers, right, write softwares to automate some of these processes, specifically, results compilation and results computation. These are processes that when you go to schools, you see teachers using their calculators on the phones and so on to do those tiny tasks, small tasks. And we feel with a computer, with a software, right, you can automate this and you can have it just with a click of a button.
One unique thing about the startup is the sheer focus and passion for impacting education, with a great team of young Nigerians with interest in technology.
So I understand that a larger workforce here are made up of young people. Do you really believe in young folks, especially looking at the fact that Nigeria is having more startups made up by young people?
Yeah, definitely. In the sense that in business we're into, technology business. Yeah. The younger generation are more inclined to learning new technology and leveraging the internet and some of the tools that we use to develop our services. It is easier to work with young people.
Okay. Well, Nigeria is still trying to catch up in terms of technology. Do you think we're there yet?
We still have a long way to go, but definitely some areas we're making more strides than other developing countries, especially adoption of mobile technology. Internet penetration in Africa, especially in Nigeria, is I would say largely through mobile networks. Okay. Whereas if you go to the Western world, you find maybe traditionally fiber and coax cable, fiber to the home, and all that. But because of the terrain and our environment, that is really expensive.
FlexiSAF is the creator of SAF SMS, fully integrated school management software. SAF SMS is currently being used in over 400 schools to cut down the complexity of management. FlexiSAF's target is to get 10,000 schools on board over the next 10 years.
Your team here builds softwares. They do stuff that we see people do outside the country. What inspires that, and how are they able to fit into the Nigerian market?
Yeah, so for us, it's really more about service delivery.
Okay.
We focus on the education sector because we see that there's definitely a gap there between, for example, developing countries and developed countries. And using the internet or leveraging technology, you can easily bridge that gap. You know, by using technology, you can improve a lot of the processes in the schools. You can provide convenience for parents that want to pay for school fees. They need access to their students' results. They don't have to always go to the school or go to a bank premise to do that. So it's really tailored around improving the service delivery for those schools.
My background is electrical electronics engineering, and one of the challenges that poses is to actually build something, to actually do something significant, right? You need a lot of resources, you need a lot of backing from the government, right? But in terms of computer science or software engineering, right, with your laptop, your internet device, you're good to go. You can start building software, and I think that is what a lot of the young people in Nigeria have realized: the power of what you can do with technology, with computer and internet. Right? You can learn how to program and so on. And the good thing is, we know what the leaders in the tech industry in the whole world, what they are doing. They are accessible. Some of them started as teenagers. We know what Mark Zuckerberg is doing. We know Snapchat. We know Google. All these people. We know their stories.
Currently, with over 50 employees and 5 offices across the country, FlexiSAF is gradually expanding its impact in the education sector and school life. One of their side projects, KidCoders.ng, is focused on teaching kids of all ages to code.
Because we introduced, then SAF SMS runs on a local area network in the schools. It doesn't run on the cloud. So you have to have a server in the school to deploy SAF SMS. And one of the Googlers said, why don't you deploy this on the cloud? Why do you run it on the local area network? And even at 2012, internet was still a major challenge. The schools, once you deploy it on the cloud, the schools has to get a very stable internet to be able to access it, because all their records are going to be there. So they need the options where you could either use a VSAT or you could get an expensive package from the telcos, right? Because it was still new. So the most effective way of hosting it then was to host it on the local area network. Well, we explained all these challenges, and we knew with time. So at the moment, we hardly have any clients. We have over 500 schools using SAF SMS.
As 2019 grows older by the day, some startups are going to take Nigeria by storm, as the space is becoming more and more open to investment, and in turn making the country an investment destination for venture capitalists. Join us next time for another episode of Starting Up in Nigeria. I am Itogi Moore, Edit.